All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Evening. Uh, this is Danny P. Speed for the SMB3 2024 Randomizer tourney brackets. We're finally here. We're down to the final 16 runners, and we have a good matchup here between Human Mustard, who I believe is the 12 seed, and TrueHyperMario, who I think is the 5 seed. So classic 5-12 matchup. TrueHyperMario played very well in Swiss and can never count out Human Mustard. So don't let the rankings fool you. This can absolutely go 3 races. If you want to get your guesses in chat now as to what world we're going to start with, for our bracket flags, it's basically the same as our Group 2 flag set, where all the stages are randomized. However, hammers no longer break locks. They're only useful in worlds 6, 3, 4, 2, and now 1. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's set the runners loose here. Second. I rolled this seed. I was not planning on doing commentary as I'm not feeling well, but we can't let the race go without anybody talking. So, let's see. Let me get chat up. All right, I'm going to guess World 7, as always. Love to be the one to roll a reverse world order for the first time. I think in my prediction, I picked Human Mustard in this one. We just did the Clash of the Countries earlier. Human Mustard beat TrueHyperMario in the first one and was winning in the second one. TrueHyperMario had a way better World 8. So anybody could win. This is good. I could see either one winning both in a row or going 3 games, the way these players have been playing this year. And World 6 gang, rise up. Kind of a precarious start we see here. This is 6-10. With a mini cheap, kind of worse than the boss bass. Isn't instant death, but will rubber band back and forth. The way this World 6 is laid out, you're never going to play that fort that's behind the lock first. You're going to play the fort that's directly in your way. It's not only required, but it will also give you some intel about what else you should be looking for in this world. There's 2 forts right off the bat. It could be 3. If this fort doesn't break the lock, probably required. You would have to assume as a runner, at least, until you see the end. Both runners going to stop for power-up. It's a Tanuki. TrueHyperMario is going to use it and lose it immediately. There is a pretty cool fly strat that I believe, I'm sure it was known, but Macobra was the first one I ever saw do it, where he keeps P-Speed with the tail, doesn't take the damage boost, flies under right here, where Mustard is, and then goes to the top. Probably saves, a small amount of time, but it's new piece of tech. Okay, so that lock didn't break, so unless there's another fort, they're probably good. Probably going to be making a mad dash towards the finish. Let's see where this pipe goes. Okay, so that's useless. We got one more pipe check. We'll see if either of them scrolls the screen first. Can skip this bro. Okay, so pipes are useless. We're doing this seed the long way. Mustard is not playing the bros, though. He's just going to skip them. Going for that old school mentality. And 6-6. What a surprise. Back in the last year, up until this year when the World 1 rock is breakable, the top-tiered runners would very rarely go out of their way to play Hammer Brothers. I mean, that's basically how I won the last 2 events, and it seems to be like a lot of the runners are choosing to play Hammer Brothers, so they don't miss out on the World 1 skip. Personally, I don't really care for the World 1 rock skip in brackets. It's a little too powerful in my opinion, but those are the rules we're playing by, so you definitely don't want to miss a hammer when it comes to potentially skipping, 5 or 6 stages or an entire world. Mustard looks like he's going to make it through 6-6. TrueHyper as well. He's got to be a little careful here. Alright, non-threatening giant Goomba. Yeah, that's a ton of World 6 levels. We got at least 2 more to go. Potentially another fort at the end. I think this is probably going to be the 2-forter. This is another World 6 level, I think. I'm really bad with the numbers sometimes. Oh, Mustard! Caught up on the spinner. Not as hard of a jump if you're small, but he bonked, kind of rubbed the edge of the other platform a little bit, so we'll switch to TrueHyper's audio for the minute. He is going to go back with a Tanuki, still having some trouble. Oh, man. Okay. Takes a little spank on the bottom as he's going through, but through nonetheless. This is 4-something, 4-6, with a terrible enemy set. Mustard's going to see what the other side has. Regular enemy set, it looks like. I don't know why he hesitated there. I think he would have avoided that damage if he would have just gone, but... Analyzing. TrueHyper is going to get to the end, and he's going to go for the full World 7 P-Speed. And looks like he's going to get it, so some time saves there. The full World 7 airship doesn't save as much time just because you have to do that wind up, but it definitely saves time, especially if you're prone to waiting for the first fire jet like that. Like, he definitely saved time here. He didn't stop to get that power up. He's already flying through here, so kind of a long world to start. Yeah, get your predictions in for the next world. I'll say, since RWO is out, let's see World 1. Let's make him play the whole thing. Music box. Not very good on the items so far. I thought Taza would have rolled this. TrueHyper's gonna go through 7-7 here. A little extra wind-up, which is gonna end up costing him there. He's gonna have to stop for this 3rd star. Mustard can get back on track with a 2-cycle. This is basically the lead either way that I expect the runners to have throughout this match. Very even matchup. And we got Atlantis. I used to roll bad seeds, guys, and this might be going back to the back to my heyday of rolling seeds. Forced to play it, getting swamped by nanny bloopers all over the place. You love to see it as a viewer. You hate to see it as a runner. Mustard probably might flick his inventory. Nope. He's got a better power-up for this. He is going to check to see what he has. Kind of stinks you gotta burn the fire, but if he has a cloud, and he doesn't, so he just wasted 3 power-ups. And he doesn't get one. And TrueHyper gets sat on by a Paragoomba. What a folly of events by Mustard here. That's why in big matches I use an inventory tracker. Oh, TrueHyper, that is devastation right there. That is the absolute worst, last thing you want to see. A death at the end of the longest stage, and the beginning of Atlantis is a pretty big brat as well with these bloopers right here. Like, this is terrible. Oh, you keep going right. Keep going right. So, TrueHyper, full panic mode. Mustard, he probably thinks he's a little behind, but I mean, he's played pretty well so far, so he just burned the power-ups. And TrueHyper is gonna get around the bloopers. And just like that, the lead is back in Mustard's grasp. Alright, save this shell for that Paragoomba. Plant enemies in 3-8 for Mustard. Just don't let it... Oh, TrueHyper is tilted or something. He's sliding all over the place. I mean, you die once in Atlantis, especially at the end. Oh, he almost did again. Thankfully, he turned around. Mustard, gonna go ahead and play another bro. His inventory is trash. And it still is. A mushroom is at least 7-1 and 7-6 protection. Excuse me. Another level native to its world. We're getting a lot of these in this seed. Lakitu didn't know what it wanted to do. So, TrueHyper is certainly fine. He's a little behind, but he's doing all right. And we got Troll 4. He's going to take the first damage. Not a whole lot you can do there, especially with the tail. He's going to go up top. Nice movement. Avoids the damage. And TrueHyperMario takes another death. Paying another fine. Paying fines like he's a professional athlete. So he's going to be about a fort and a stage behind. World 6 airship, misses the clip, no tail. Mustard tends to not fly in the World 6 airship even when he has a tail for some reason. It's a free 5 seconds. TrueHyperMario going into 4. I was about to say, going in small. So, another mean, you guys asked for the content. I give you the content. I mean, that's 12 minutes for 2 worlds. You've seen Atlantis. I mean, what more do you guys need from me? How about a World 7 or a World 3 that is minimum 2 levels, super tanks, and something else? It's just going to fly through with nice P speed with the Fire Flower. TrueHyperMario kind of alluded to at the end of the Clash of the Countries. He said both races he could not keep a power up to save his life. As soon as he got a Fire Flower, he was losing it. Well, you asked for more, chat, I give you more. There's 8-1. Another really crappy level. All because of one Hotfoot right here. But it's a boo. Because it knew I was going to talk about it. Game reverse psychologied me. But if that Hotfoot wasn't there, I wouldn't mind this level at all. Because it's a pretty... I mean, once you get the P-speed down, it's pretty scary, but you pull it off, it feels very nice. But it's not that bad to build it in the beginning. Pipe, okay. Well, alright, game. Game hears me bragging, talking about, oh, I rule hard seeds, and then it says, here's a free World 3. All you gotta do is just play 2 stages. But Wendy is 2 hits. Vanilla Wendy. Alright, so that world was like a minute and a half, so... Picking some time up, well over a 30-minute seed, though, at this point. Still got to see World 7. We got World 4, 1, and 2. True Hyper is probably going to fly here. Good call. 3 stages right off the rip, and then a pipe, so hammers may not be useful in this stage. Mustard misses the Lackitude jump. He's going to have to go underneath. See if he tries again. Mustard is a speedrunner. Quote unquote. Misses the bop off the Lackitude, though. He's got to be careful here at the end. Does not want to die here. He would appreciate that joke. Alright, Mustard. Still not much of an inventory for either of them. Mushroom and Tanukis. I mean, when I'm a runner... and I've played most of the Hammer Brothers, and, like, that's the inventory. Well, I'm actually, like, I'm pretty happy, because most of the runners tend to play Hammer Brothers for some reason, so, you know, if I'm playing and I'm stacking items and they're not very good, and I know my opponent is probably playing Hammer Brothers too, then it's like, it just becomes an execution race at that point, which... I'm usually okay with. I don't know how these runners feel. Alright, is he going to scroll? Okay, hammer is useless. Because, as I said before the race, in these flags, hammers do not break locks, so he knows he has to play that fort. See if he plays another bro. Okay, so he knows World 1 is still out there as well. Mustard's definitely from the school of thought of skip bros first, and even he's plays most of the bros in this flag set just because it's way too punishing to miss a hammer and miss the World 1 skip. And he gets one, so... Yep, that's the thing, Cal. That's how it always seems to go, but... Rando be randoing. Alright, let's see what this fort does. Oh, wait, it has to break the lock. We already know that. No clouds. And 7-6 with a tail. I think I'm one of the few people that does the flyover strat. Rat Boy as well. I love it. I don't think it's that hard to do, and you'd already be over by now. The flyover, say, there is the equivalent of like a 4.5 between a 4 and a 5th try clip, so definitely worth learning. Because I hate clipping with the tail. Some people prefer it, which I don't know. Not for me, but I'd be burning this tail and this life at this point. And TrueHyperMario getting the clip at the bottom of 6F1 does not save time at all without a Fire Flower at bare minimum over going the other way, especially if the other way is a star. But it was swag, so anyway you can lose time, as Haxor would say. Alright. Mustard did have a P-Wing. Probably didn't remember that. Otherwise, I think he would have bailed on the clip earlier. Okay, so True Hyper getting the hammer as well. Oh, blind P-Wing. Let's go. True Hyper just caught up a significant amount of time, at least 30 seconds. Those fins with the blind strats. Tell ya. And their wall jumps as well, trying with the tail. Building piece speed with the tail, which actually is... I have never timed it, it just feels slower. You get piece speed on top of that that little section. If you get piece speed and fly, it burns out really quick, and it has to be slower. I've never timed it, but I'm pretty sure it is, so... he does get the off-screen wand grab, it appears, without the P-Wing. Extremely tight. Mustard gets an anchor, which we don't know what it is yet. We're on World 4, 2-pipe Monty. Least amount of screen scrolls here for this pipe, and definitely check the other one first before you go venturing into bros and levels. Gepezu might gamble for the second pipe. Okay, so it was one level either way. Gepezu can save time if he just goes for it this way, and he is, but he is going to have to play a bro. And it's just a P-Wing, so if Mustard can avoid that, that's a free 10 seconds for him. Yeah, Gepezu, I mean, oh, he's thinking about it. Oh, and it's 5-9. Womp womp. You're welcome. Atlantis and 5-9. Gonna go back. He should have just checked this other pipe first anyways, just to make sure he couldn't go right to the fort, but he got bit a little bit there. So Mustard's gonna gain probably like 30 seconds back just from all the deaths and the pipe transitions and the hesitation. But yes, he's still very close. Alright, I'm trying to Pay attention to chat. Looks like I didn't miss too much, and my phone's dead. Never mind. Goodbye, chat. Let me go to Twitch and pull the chat up so I don't miss what anybody's saying. Why don't you just do it on your computer? Because my computer is like 7 years old from Best Buy. Pop out chat. Boom. There we go. Alright, where are we at? Alright, Mustard's done. True Hyper is on his way. Now, this is way better doing this than looking on my phone. Mustard has the tail into Fort Knox. So, I mean, TrueHyperMario is going to have to either take the death or get the power-up. Which, he's not going to blind tail into this, having the Fire Flower. So, and that is probably going to be the fort if a fort is needed. I wasn't watching when he first. I didn't know if he checked the pipes or not. It doesn't look like it. So it is going to be the second pipe for all the gamblers out there. That's going to take you over here. Avoid playing that fort. Okay, triple forter. So, TrueHyperMario is going... Oh, he was going for that fort. Okay, so he's going to take the same route. So he picked up a slight amount of time on the routing, but Mustard is still going to be ahead, since they're probably going to do the same route from here on out. But TrueHyperMario is saving time not playing that first fort, which doesn't look like it's required. They're both going to play this fort and then double back for that one before the pipe transition. So TrueHyperMario is not going to play that first fort no matter what. Gets a tail. Any of them going to go for P-Speed? Mustard doesn't. TrueHyper sometimes does if he gets a star. Damage boost. Looks like he's going to take it safe. Vanilla Boom Boom. Oh, TrueHyper almost had a second helping of damage. Any clouds? No. And the anchor is a frog suit. Plants in 4 something. For 2? It's either 4-2 or 4-5. Ah, thank you, 4-5. Alright, 4-2 is the water. Alright, Mustard already put the plant to sleep, so he is going to go on to our final world, World 1, and does have a hammer. He should be able to skip something. I think at the very worst, unless it's like 2 forts at the end, you're pretty much going to be guaranteed a 1-level skip. At the very least. But I've seen some layouts. Okay, so the Fort Knox broke that useless lock on top of the on top of the, what do we call it? Promised Land. All right, still very close match. I didn't do a time check, but Mustard's probably about 10, 15 seconds ahead. Hammer's huge here. This is why I don't like it. Because it's just gone. Nobody has to even try. Like, come on. Gentleman's agreement, anybody I race, no World 1 hammer. Use it anywhere else. TrueHyper also has a hammer. He probably should. Music. Oh, that's right, Cal. GG's, by the way. All right, so World 8 coming up. We've seen 3, 4 bridges in tourney play and a couple outside of it. Not the opener you want to see, but we don't see any locks. He's just gonna plow ahead. I like this strat. You got a fort, which, you know, who thinks they're ever going to go to World 8 and not have to play a fort? So you got a fort, and it's a fort impeding your progress. So I don't think any of them feel so behind that they're going to go back and play that first level. So this is definitely the correct route. I'm not saying, or this is definitely the right route. I don't know if it's the correct route. Because that first pipe behind the level very well could go to a free end. I don't think so, Cal. Alright, Mustard's just going to go ahead and play the other fort, which is Gatekeeper. Yeah, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure, like, I've had seeds where you don't have to play a fort, but oh, Mustard gets sub-pixeled on the corner there, misses the 1 cycle. Fireflower though, but he's gonna bail. He's probably gonna damage boost. Alright, now he's going to do some pipe checks. TrueHyperMario finishing up, and that either the 8 fort or... Okay, so it was the Air Force, which was Gatekeeper, fittingly. This is why I don't like the World 1 rock. It robs us of content. Mustard probably regretting not getting that Fireflower before he left that last stage. Alright, he's got 3 hits. He should be okay. Yeah, I mean, we were on pace for like a 40-minute seed, and World 1 and 3 just said, nope, as long as the first 2 worlds we're going to make it free. And World 8 was basically free as well. I mean, if you take the logical route, I mean, TrueHyperMario, the only mistake he made in World 8, I mean, I suppose you could have skipped the first fort. Wait, no, there was no first fort. I don't remember at this point, but I mean, the only real mistake he made was just not... I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. But anyways, get your GGs in the chat for Human Mustard, who's going to finish with a time 32 flat. Let's see what it is officially. 32 minutes flat. TrueHyperMario is not far behind, though. Oh, that's what I was going to say. The only mistake he made was not just going and playing the Air Force like Mustard did. But I mean, that's like 10 seconds. Like, he went to check, came right back. So really no time to be made up for TrueHyperMario. So he just sort of ran out of real estate, showing off the cart. Gets the task kill too. No large leap from Bowser. No Bowser bump though. So invalid. But get your GGs in the chat as well for TrueHyperMario, who's going to finish with a 32.56. 56 seconds is what separated the runners. So stay tuned, everybody. This is a best of 3. So if the next one splits, there will be a decider today. So take a break, go get something to drink, and come on back, and we'll have another race for you guys. Be right back. Okay, welcome back, everybody, to Game 2 of our best of 3. Answers in the chat. This is Game 2. If TrueHyperMario is going to continue in this tournament, he's going to have to take this one. I just gave Mustard the star for the win. Very close race. Mustard won the first one by 56 seconds. TrueHyperMario is going to have to lock it down on the deaths, especially the ones at the end of Atlantis, if he wants to survive in advance. Get your guesses in chat for what world you think it's going to be. I'm going to set the runners free now. I'm in the Zero Wing camp of RWO. Or bust. Let's see what we got here. Someday it will happen. Someday. We were 1 away last year. Okay. Kind of a linear seed for the most part. There weren't a whole lot of areas to make gambles on outside of World 7, and I mean, World 1 you could have taken a different route. And Gorda with the final. Wait, what just happened? Human Mustard just started. It was World 1. Was I the only one that just saw that? Whatever. Okay, there we go. If you can get a glimpse of that map in that amount of time and get an advantage from it, well, more power to you, but it's accidental. 7 F1 early. Me personally, I love to see this right now. You might be thinking, but DLP, or Danny, you have to get all the power-ups. It takes forever. Yeah, you do, but so does your opponent. It's forced. You both have to do it. You both get fully powered up for whatever crazy level comes after this. So I love to see 7F1 early, especially when I know my opponent has to play it. That's the thing about, like, Atlantis or 7F2 or 5F9. It's like, yeah, I gotta play it, but it's 4. So does my opponent. I don't have to worry about them clouding it and me missing out. So I don't mind seeing stuff like this early. Personally, TrueHyper going for the Fly Stomp. Is Boom Boom's HP vanilla in brackets, or is it random, or might be random? I'm not sure. Seems like they're all 3 hits. TrueHyper really wants to go for the clip here. I question if this is worth it or not. I suppose if he gets it early, it's got like... Okay, the other way is kind of garbage too. Mustard lost his power-up, so he's not losing any time yet by doing this. He's got to get it soon, though. Maintaining P-speed, very nice. I don't even want to know what his thumb looks like. I guarantee you it was rubbed almost to the bone. Oh, Mustard! Okay. So, very nice. Definitely saves time in this stage if you can pull it off. I've never even come close to pulling it off, so... Literally the only people I've ever seen get it are Teeks, Haxor, Mitch, TrueHyperMario, and once in a while I'll see Stewie get it, and I think MIDI Guy got it like the only time he's ever tried it. And that was live too, he had his face cam on. Oh, it was great. Even he was surprised. That's like 7 success clip, or 7 clip. The very first time I tried it at random, I was just like, yeah, I'll try it. I got it, and I've maybe gotten it like once since then, and that was like years ago. Feels good, man, indeed. So, pace of this game is basically exactly how the last one was. I mean, we got, you know, X amount of seconds between them. TrueHyper's going to definitely save a little time here, though, because he does fly over. Not the fast way, though. It'll still get you there. Mustard, for some reason, doesn't like free 5-second time saves. Maybe 3 seconds with the damage boost here, but I mean, still, I gotta re-get the power up. Uh-oh, TrueHyper in trouble. All sorts of trouble. Not good. Blows the chance at using the tail. Now he's got to go the long way. You know, I don't mean this to be a, you know, criticizing him or anything, but TrueHyperMario, honestly, like, when he's on, he plays as fast as anybody else, but he just, like, cannot lock down the death sometimes. I know we squared off last tournament or a tournament before that, and it was the same thing. It was like we're neck and neck, and then just really, really costly deaths at the end of levels. But he's still in it. It's only the first world. Music boxes. So you can get the item here because there was nothing on the other side other than Hammer Brothers. Go get the item. What are you doing, Mustard? What are you doing, I'm asking, is why are you hesitating if you're going to take this way? Scared me. Yeah, Cal, I agree. Just all or nothing at all times. Let's see, the other side, yeah, it has a pipe, so I guess Mustard feels frisky. You gotta take one pipe or the other, and you gotta play a level, so why not the second one? I get that. This is a 50-50. potentially, I mean, this is potentially the game, depending on who goes where and where they end up. I hate to say that early, but these guys are good, so I mean... Okay, Divergence. Who's going to be right? We got 1-1, very comparable levels on each side. As far as, like, time-wise, True Hyper in a world of trouble, though. Gets the sun. Stop for a power-up, please. Says no. I got your power-up right here. Bros are not very fruitful. Star, and I didn't see what the other thing was. I think it was a P-Wing. Mustard is either going to be happy or... Okay, so he picked right. TrueHyperMario is in serious trouble now. He can go around. Okay, so he's... Okay, he checks the Paradox Pipe. So, not going to be as bad as it could have been if he didn't check. Looks like he's getting P-Speed here. Very nice by TrueHyperMario. Mustard. Oh, ooh, that fires me up. What just happened to him there? That downslope is either a downslope or like some sub-pixel BS just completely killed TrueHyperMario's momentum there and sent him into the pit. That happened to me twice today in the Clash of Nations, or whatever it's called, tournament. I had a tail with P-Speed and took damage expecting to maintain it, and it just plopped me once into a pit and once right into Boss Bass's mouth. So, feel that, True Hyper. Sorry about that. TrueHyperMario is also playing Bros. Little does he know they're not much help. I'd probably just skip at this point. I'd skip everything I can. I would feel incredibly behind if I were him. But, I mean, at the same time, it's like... I think it was kind of a heads-up play by Mustard to take that second pipe, so I mean... He might just be thinking, like, well, Mustard probably did that too, but... I always think the worst when I'm playing. When you're running, your opponent is a perfect machine. It makes no mistakes. It takes the perfect route, and it gets all the good items while skipping all the bad items. That's the best way that I can describe a top tier, or just a race in general, in this. When you get to a certain level, you just assume your opponent gets everything and you get nothing. As sad as that is. And oftentimes it's not the case. If you just play your game and just don't make too costly mistakes, like you're usually in it and you're usually fine. Mustard finally getting an item worthwhile, a cloud. Pipes are useless. Here, I would scroll the screen. If he has a hammer, he could save another level and a fort if the other fort is just accessible. But it's not. It's all the way at the end. Because of course it is. Now, will it just... Please, game, make him do it. Come on. I'm not gonna actively root against somebody, but we all want Game 3. We all know it. I'll just say it. I'll be the one to say it. Thank you for the biddy, the channel. I believe all donations go to charity or to help with stream operation, etc. Could be wrong, but I'm almost certain it goes to charity, so thank you. TrueHyper continues to play Bros, not getting what he wants. He had to play that, though. Well, he has a... Ugh, come on, game. Mustard gonna P-Wing. Already saw the World 6 airship, but the World 7 airship is another really good one, the P-Wing. I probably wouldn't have damage boosted. It's really not that much faster to damage boost, or it's probably fractions of a second to damage boost out of the tail if you maintain the speed and just glance those platforms. You can stay almost to full P speed even with the tail when you use a P-Wing in the World 7 airship. But that's what Mustard wanted to do, so that's what he did. 1206 wand grab. Let's keep track of that. Put it in chat because I will forget. Almost certainly. TrueHyper, not many stages behind, but they are long stages. 8F is one of the longest forts in the game, if not the longest. Misses the one cycle. Gets a fire flower, though. Finds a fort. Doesn't have a tail. There's often one here, but there's not. Star will make it fast, though. For this part, if you don't have a star, you have to wait unless you want a damage boost. Another star. Tazo must have entered the chat. TrueHyperMario playing more Bros. He gets the cloud that Mustard got. So Mustard's got 2 or 3 clouds. At least 2. I think TrueHyper has the same. At some point, you just have to be okay with your inventory and you just have to go. Even though it's only World 3, like, I mean, you don't have that many hammer opportunities. They have to be worthwhile. You have clouds. You're down 1 game. At some point, like, you just have to live or die by leaving the Bros behind. I mean, if your opponent lucks out in World 6 and gets a random Bro and you lose because of that, like, you gotta take it. It's nothing you can do. It's happened to me, it's happened against me. But if you make the standard plays, more often than not, you will come out ahead. High jumping Ludwig. 2, 3 hits. Oh, didn't quite get the flight in time. TrueHyperMario trying to wind his way around the World 7. I think he routed World 7 better. I can't remember how many pipes Mustard took, but... Oh! Bonked his head, slid into the crevice. Gonna use a tail. Should, at the very least, or at the very most, break even with the fly under. Well, not anymore, because he's checking items. Invalid seed. Full fly under. Let's go. Risky strat. Doesn't save a ton of time, but he gets it. Wanted it for the full fly under, maybe? Let's see if he burns his clouds here. Alright, so each player clouded a different stage. I don't remember what Mustard clouded at this, or Mustard clouded this. Yeah, Cal, sometime I guess we're just gonna chalk some things up to one of those murder mysteries best left unsolved, as the police said. Quote Spinal Tap. Disaster Caddy with the raid of 5. Welcome, everybody. Bring in the troops for the fellow countryman, fellow Finnish player, very good player. Trying to bring some reinforcements to help TrueHyper catch up. TrueHyper, excellent wall jumper, as is Jepezu. Missed the mass jump. There, he gets that fly, which seemed slower than just jumping, but was already committed to it. Good star use by Mustard, just blow through here, tight jump here to get over, but he gets it. Wow, you don't see that too often. I do a, it's like a turn back stutter step, which guarantees it every time if you know how to do it, but that jump over is very tight. You have like maybe 1 pixel to work with, otherwise you're taking damage. There is a slide under the disc that I think Mitch was the first to do, Mitch and Haxor, and I see High Flyer do it sometimes too. That looks the smoothest in my opinion, but I haven't even begun to figure that out. It's just not worth it to lose a completely new strat just for 0.1 seconds of time save. Wendy seemed like a full 5 hitter. Mustard misses the off-screen. It's not league, so 1 does not skip. Cutscene. TrueHyperMario barreling through 3F1, right? 3F2? We've called it invalid so long, I briefly forgot which one it was. Yeah, I agree, Cal, but it's also fun seeing how fast you can get through things. 7-1, trying to clip with the tail again. Says no. I bet he'll cloud it. He doesn't even want to bother with this. It's not going to be required. Which stage do you pick, though? One of those stages could be something nasty. It's going to use the mushroom instead, like I said. Not a bad power-up. It is 7-1 and 7-6 insurance. Try to save those a lot of times just for that exact purpose. TrueHyper taking damage. Got to be careful here. 3-6. Somehow I know that this is 3-6. I think because I watched the race from earlier and the commentator said it. So TrueHyper is figuring out the solution to this World 3. I was talking about Krista from the World Collide thing. I haven't watched that one yet, but I'm looking forward to it. Love tournament play. Don't know about everyone else, but most exciting times of year for me. It's fun to compete and watch really, really good gameplay. Everyone's in it till they aren't, so. Really, really excited to see the Challenge Cup come back this year, too. We didn't think we had enough people last year, so everyone made the brackets, and So it's nice to have a secondary tournament for everyone to play a little longer. Hammer on the airship, or the coin ship for Mustard. I didn't see what the hand item was. I think it was a hammer suit. So Mustard's all straight on hammer suits for the seed. He's got an extra one to burn if he needs it. Even if I have a fire flower, nice movement through this fort. Avoids damage. Even if I have a fire flower, sometimes if I'm in World 8, if I have an extra hammer suit, I'll burn it just because a hammer kill is just, you know, a second or two faster on Boom Boom. TrueHyperMario having as much problems with the clip as Human Mustard. Not good. He's going to have to bail or make a decision. Mustard gets ideal power-up for this level if you're not going to do P-Speed. He's got a tail. He's going to be able to float over the note bridge. Some tail swipes. Pipe to pipe at the end. Could have just gone, taken his time, being sure. Angry Sun level for TrueHyperMario. We did not see this on Mustard's side. I think TrueHyperMario is playing the faster level here. Really big jump out of the tornado. And Mustard is going to be on to World 7. I mean, the worlds are not what TrueHyperMario needs right now. He needs something that he can gamble on at this point. It's just way too linear. When you get a runner of a certain caliber, a linear seed, and they get ahead of you, there's just no time making up. So it's like you need something in the next world, or there's always World 8. But, I mean, if you run out of real estate and 8 turns out to be linear too, then you're just, you know, screwed all together. So he needs a 50-50 he can gamble on, a pipe check he can make. He's got a cloud. TrueHyperMario didn't check the pipes, which I think he's playing extra levels right now. Unless I seriously missed something. Ooh, 2-3 with Boss Bass. Let's go. Teak special. Favorite level. Died approximately 13 times in his race against Tozzle. For those that don't know. Tozzle took him to the wire because of that. TrueHyper gets the hammer though, so he will have one for World 2. He might... if he... yeah, he didn't check the... or did he? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he didn't check the pipe. Oh, he did. It's useless. Or he didn't, and it's useless. Okay, so that was all required. Yeah, super long world, nowhere to make up time. The only place he can make up time is if he skips this fort, which he doesn't see a lock, so he's not going to do that. Oh, he's got 2 hammers, though. Use one. Skip the fort. You got nothing to lose. Skip the fort. No! Especially since there's 2 pipes at the end, so you basically have a free pass after this. Or after the next level. Maybe he's thinking he's going to cloud something? But you got 2 hammers, you only got 2 spots to use it. You absolutely need to use it here, and just... maybe that fort's not required at the end, but... unfortunate place he's not going to be able to save time, but he does cloud. Mustard still having a whale of a time with these clips. I mean... does he have a P-Wing? Come on. There we go. Said I want a game 3, but not like this. Heck yeah, I P-winged this. I tried one clip, but I was like, I got a P-wing. I'm out of here. I'm not messing around. Oh, what an evil, evil 2. Hammer. Go on, dog. Your breath stinks. Go on. What an evil 2. You can't use the hammer. You literally cannot use the hammer, so... Oh! Fire Nipper. Mid-shot. Mustard clipped through the fireballs, by the way. They definitely were on his sprite. I don't know how they didn't hit him. Somebody wants to clip that and slow it down. I mean, I'm almost certain those fireballs hit him. Oh, okay. Boss was not ready to gulp. True Hyper, oof. Taking his time, but wound up being a little risky. Turning around to play that hand bridge was the only thing that saved me today, Krista. 2-4. Kind of an ugly level, depending on what kind of bros you get and enemies. Okay, Boomerang Bro, easy, star, you'd like to see here, or a Fire Flower. Fire with fire. Through the fire and the flames. Gonna use a tail for the World 5 airship. Misses the jumps, not gonna get P-Speed until late. TrueHyperMario with a much better 7.6, so he's gonna pick up like 45 seconds on Mustard just there alone. Still a stage and a fort behind at least, and an airship. Yep, he sees the bad news. Actually, the pipe saves a level. This level is not required. They're both playing an extra level. If you take the pipe and go around to play the final level that's in front of the castle, you can then go play the fort and skip this level altogether. So, neither of them making the right choice there. Yeah, pipe or hammer. Just hammer at that point, get it out of your inventory, and save a pipe transition. But neither of them able to pick up on it. True Hyper, gonna have a bro in his way, can save a little time if it's a cloud, but not after that. Oh man, things just not going right for TrueHyperMario today. This was kind of the case in the Clash of the Nations, and I was hoping it wasn't going to spill over into the tournament. This is his 4th race today, so keep that in mind. But he's going to need a really, really good World 8. Well, there's that cloud I was talking about. He's going to need a really, really good World 8 to come back in this one. And he falls again in 6F1. It's a hard jump, especially if you're small. But the platform gives you just enough time if you really want to go to the left side of the pickup. That way it gives you a slight running start. But he gets it this time. Mustard continuing to explore. Haven't been paying attention over there. It's kind of an ugly hand bridge. He's skipping the Navy for right now. I think he saw a lock. So it's not necessarily required. This has got to go to the end or on the right way to the end. Or no. Okay, so it's on the hand bridge. One of this pipe in the upper right or on the first screen, is going to take you to here. Dude, take the death here and find the pipe. Go find the pipe. There's a way around it. I think it's in the upper right corner, I thought. TrueHyperMario getting a star for the fans. Pretty sure he didn't want that, but... Like I said, Human Mustard's the 12 seed, but... I mean, watch out for that bracket experience. You can't, you can't put a number on that. Well, you can, actually. He has, like, 600 more races than anybody on the spreadsheet, so... Alright, so this will... Okay. So he would have had to play the Navy to break that lock, to get to here, to get to the end. So 5-9 in the end. Didn't know it at the time, but it was the absolute correct play in this situation. You're not going to play an extra 4 and a level just to get to the same spot. I mean, you might do it on accident, and it might, not lose too much time, but you're still losing time going that way than just playing 5-9. So Mustard is very much in the driver's seat. Yep, Mustard's been around since the beginning, so really good player. Took second place in the finals last year. To myself, we went all 5 games, though. Alright, so -1. You guessed -1. You are correct. If you predicted Human Mustard to move on to the quarterfinals, you are also probably going to be correct. Unless I just did the curse of all curses. You see Everyman clip. He's a one and doneer on the final clip. Try to keep his hammer here. Good pattern so far. This is rough, but expertly navigates it. Well done. Good dodges. A lot harder than it looks to... That was the Bowser headbutt, not the Bowser bounce, but bounced him nonetheless. Get your GGs in chat for Human Mustard, who's going to finish in first place and take the series 2-0 with an official time of 34:16. TrueHyperMario, things just did not go well for him today, so he is going to throw in the towel. I don't blame him. He got a whole world to go. He's not going to participate in an interview. He's done. But get your GGs in chat for him anyways. Is just the deaths. Just the deaths. I mean, still kept it close regardless. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't... I mean, at least it wasn't items or like a lucky item play. Those are the losses that bother me the most. When I play really well and somebody gets a lucky, item, that didn't happen, so... Yeah. Nothing to hang your head about. Keep your chin up. Still a really good player. And, yep, unfortunately, this is going to be the end for you this year. For the standard tournament, we still have leagues after and SGL. All sorts of stuff. Speaking of all sorts of stuff, let's pull up the schedule and the challenge for that matter. And let's see what this does to the brackets. So, with this win, we've had, this is only the second bracket match. So we have Gamer Cal, who beat, come from behind win last night or the other day. He beat Johnny Link 2-1. So we got Human Mustard. He's going to go on to play the winner of Midigai Jepezu, which is a matchup that very well could be a semifinal or a final for that matter. Both those guys could easily make it to the semis or the finals. So the fact that that's a first round matchup, that's insane. And then after that, they're going to have to play Human Mustard. So the top of the bracket is pretty stacked, in my opinion. Whoever gets to the finals up top, well, I mean, just in general, but the finals up top especially, they will have certainly earned it. So that's that. And then let's pull up the schedule. It's not letting me. There we go. Streaming schedule. Okay. We have another race on SpeedGaming that should be finishing up soon. No idea what's happening in that, so no spoils. In 35 minutes at 7 p.m., our last race of the night, the Vix Rider versus Dust Minion, is on SpeedGaming. Night Shifter will be on comms. So that should be another really, really close, good matchup. And then tomorrow, it's myself versus Leslie Pro. Winner goes on to face Cal in a race that people keep asking for some reason. Or just Krista. And then Wednesday, Thursday. The only day we don't have Mario 3 is Friday. So, and that there probably is on the Challenge Cup. So, GG's everybody. Thanks SpeedGaming for allowing us to do this. I don't really have anything else to say. So, you know, let Boss Bass continue to go hungry. And, yeah, GG's everybody. We'll see you around at the other races. Take care. Stay safe.